Political remarks of the President from the New Haven Green. From New Haven, Connecticut, October 17, 1962.
Governor Dempsey, Mayor Lee, Abe Ribicoff, Bernie Grabowski, who's going to be the next Congressman at large from the state of Connecticut, the distinguished congressman from this district, who I know you're going to re-elect, Bob Jimo, I know is going to be another term to serve this state, serve this country. Members of the state ticket, ladies and gentlemen, I have come to this Center of Learning in order to come back to my college, Yale. And I have enjoyed that warm reception I've gotten from my fellow Elis as I drove into this city. But they will learn, as this country has learned, that the Democratic Party is best for them as it is for the country. Now, why do we say that? Why do we say that? Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what this administration has done in the last 22 months, which I think makes a difference in the life of everyone in the state of Connecticut. When we assumed responsibility for office in January 1961, unemployment in the state of Connecticut was over 8%. That unemployment today in the state of Connecticut is down to 4%, and I believe should go lower. This administration in the last 21 months, the average corporate profit in the United States, which may be of particular interest to some, has gone up 23% in the last 22 months. Personal savings have gone up 12%. The gross national product has gone up over 11%. Farm income is the highest it's been in 10 years. That is the record of this administration on which we run in October 1962. This country will spend more on its space program this year than all the 8 years from 1953 to 1960. This administration and Congress has strengthened the military forces of the United States, has increased the combat divisions of the Army by 5, the number of Polaris submarines by 50%, the number of bombers on the 15-minute alert by 50%, and has given the United States the strongest peacetime posture it has ever had in the last 21 months. This administration and this Congress have passed the most comprehensive housing act for the elderly since 1949, has increased the minimum wage to $1.25 an hour, has lowered Social Security retirement from 65 to 62, has given aid to dependent children, has passed the most comprehensive trade expansion act in the history of this country. And that's why we're here tonight, to ask your help. Now, while we were doing this, what is the record of the Republicans? On a bill to provide medical care for the aged under a system of Social Security. Under 7/8 of the Republicans voted against it, and a change of 1 vote would have meant its passage. On a bill to provide a minimum wage of $1.25 an hour. That's $50 a week. 89% of the Republicans voted against it. $1.25 an hour, $50 a week, just as 90% of the Republicans in the 30s voted against 25 cents an hour. That's why I'm a Democrat. on a bill to permit the cities of the United States, where 75% of our people live, to have representation at the cabinet table. 90% of the Republicans voted against it. They are against anything new because it's new, anything good because it's progressive, and that's why we're here tonight, to ask your support for the Democratic Party. On a bill to provide assistance to areas of this country which have chronic unemployment. Chronic unemployment, 1, 2, or 3 years, people out of work, 15 or 20%. On a bill to provide area redevelopment. 82% of the Republicans voted against it. That's why we're Democrats. And that's why this state is going to elect Governor Dempsey in November. That's why this state is going to send Abe Ribicoff to the United States Senate in November. That's why this district is going to elect Bob Jimo for another term. And they're going to elect a congressman at large who can serve Connecticut and this country in Bertie Grabowski. That's what's going to happen on November 6th. And when they do that, on all these programs which make it possible for this country to maintain its economic vitality instead of limping from recession to recession in 1958 and 1960, we're going to do the job. So I come here tonight and ask the voters of New Haven, the voters of Connecticut, the voters of the United States to support the Democratic Party in the House, in the Senate, and in the governor's mansions November 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, this election, in its own way, is just as important as it decides the makeup of the House and the Senate, just as important as the presidential election. Under the Constitution, the powers given to the members of the House and Senate to write the laws to determine the fiscal policy of the United States are almost complete. The power of the President in domestic affairs is confined to executing the laws. He also has a responsibility, however, to recommend a program. And I recommend in 1962 a program of progress for this country, and I hope we'll have a Democratic House and Senate that is so committed. And that's what we're meeting for tonight, and that's why we're going to be successful. Thank you.